Welcome to Motivated Living.
Change is on the horizon.
What is up, wonderful world of YouTube? My name's Chris. You're tuned in to Motivated Living. Thinking about coming up with a better name for when I do fragrance reviews, but I'm not sure yet. Doing something different today. Well, I am going to be bringing you the CK1 Shock. And instead of being out in the makeshift studio I did in the garage, I decided to do it in the comfort of the living room. So lighting and stuff ain't the best. I don't know how the sound's gonna be, but so yeah, I was asked by a guy I work with if I did a review of this one yet, and it was actually the day I had just got it. But so I'm doing that one for him and for you guys as well. CK1 Shock. You know, you see it's pretty plain when you look at it. There's not much, not really much to it. So plain, which I've never gotten a fragrance that when it came, it just had a cap on it, and the atomizer was in the box by itself, just sitting in there. And like, that's unique. So there's no cap, so you take the lid off, you know, like unscrews like a bottle of medicine or something. I threw that thing away, and then you put the atomizer in the bottle, screw it in, and so there's no actual cap for the bottle. As you see, it's rather plain, I guess. I am curious to see if the shock would light up in a black light. I have to check it out in my daughter's room, see if it'll glow. So, yeah, CK1 Shock. Usually my daughter's with me. She fell asleep. We do them late at night, hectic work schedule, and then during the day, if I'm not working on my other little gig, I'm doing family stuff, or it's go, go, go. You know, we cram so much into such a little period of time, and then nighttime when everything calms down is usually when we do it. And, you know, I don't want to say put y'all off this week, but I was in the back relaxing. You know, it's been a long day. Usually I wear a hat, cover these, you know, you can't see my tiredness on my face. You know, I'm blessed. I'm not even going to complain about looking so tired, being so tired, because life's good, you know. So I was sitting back there actually watching another reviewer, TLTG, does fragrance reviews, and I've really come to like his content. And I was watching his celebration video where he just hit his 1,000 subscribers. He's over already, you know, went 1,000 and beyond. So I was watching that video and then clicked to another one of his, and I was sitting there like, man, I need to go out there and, you know, do a video for you guys. I know I don't have a whole lot of subscribers, as I heard him say at one point. You know, I'm small potatoes, you know, a small channel, but I do value all the ones that I do have on board. I thank you guys, and I'm constantly asking for feedback if there's something I could do better for y'all, make these more enjoyable, so forth and so on. You know, so I'm not like a super duper expert on fragrances. I know what I like, what I don't like. I'm addicted. You should see the cabinet I have out in there in the hallway, which I actually spent a big portion of today building. You know, I went and bought this cabinet and custom did it with lights, and I've got so many bottles. You know, my father-in-law comes over and he said, "That's more cologne than any man needs to have." Well, you know, I don't do other things. There was a time I battled with alcohol, and it went away many moons ago, and so I just traded one for the other, and this is healthier in my opinion. I like smelling good. I like fragrance. Certain fragrances make me feel a certain way. They may provoke other responses from other people as well, but I wear them for me and how they make me feel and what I like. So I'm off the beaten path. I'm in my living room. This is where it all started, my very first video. It was Dolce & Gabbana, the fake one versus a real one, because I had gotten a dupe, a fake from Mercury, the selling app. And, you know, I was just sitting there holding my phone in my hand. You can find it if you look down on my channel. It's way down there. But very first video ever. Sat there on the sofa and just held the phone trying to show people, you know, the difference. So hopefully nobody else will get duped, because you don't want to put on the fake stuff on your skin. There's all kinds of health hazards. Just something you could Google to see. It's just not a good thing to do. It's not worth saving, you know, a few dollars. Now, back to the matter at hand. CK1 Shock. From what I read, came out in 2011. Like I said, I'm no expert here. I was thinking it was a new one, but it's new to me. it's not the CK1 I grew up with, you know, back in the, was it, would say the 90s, I believe CK1 came out, early 90s or so. I didn't do my homework on that to go look, but it smells nothing like it. And you know, I've kind of avoided all the Calvin Klein fragrances. You know, I came into Eternity and I ended up selling that pretty cheap. It just wasn't for me, you know. Some people love it. But this one here is not like any Calvin Klein I've ever smelled. You know, it really surprised me. And I went hearing other reviewers talk about it and just happened to find it at a discount. And, you know, it's a small bottle. And from what I understand, you can buy the big 6.7 ounce bottle for like $30 or something. But my daughter's phone. I'm just going to give her a spray, put it in the air. I'm not going to put it on because I have my personal favorite I went with when I went to relax mode. I'm a big fan of La Nuit de l'Homme, especially at night when I'm calming down and just getting in my zone. And, you know, I come in, my wife's like, you smell like apple pie. I'm like, okay. But yeah, it's bright. It's, you know, to me it's like a darker scent, but it's a bright, man, what's the one? I want to almost say a citrusy opening, but it has like a tobacco-y, almost a wood type scent to me. I know it's strong when you first spray it because I put some on, and the person I'm actually making the video, he says, man, you're lucky you don't have ninja assassins coming after you. I'm like, why? Man, because I can smell you all the way over there. And so when you first put it on, probably the first hour or so, it's pretty loud. You don't want to overspray it. May want to reapply sooner than some of the others. But I noticed it lasted on my skin quite some time. I was pretty impressed for a low dollar pickup. You know, this was cheap. And I actually don't regret blind buying it. I should have brought a water over with me. It's late at night. I'm just kind of winging it because I wanted to bring this. I do recommend it. You know, I don't recommend it for like summer fragrance, or if you live somewhere where it's hot all the time. I would wait till it cooled off a little. It doesn't feel like it would be in the best interest to wear it on like an 80 degree day. This seems like it's better suited for when the weather's a little chillier. Maybe not winter time, but you know, like a fall night, in my opinion. And again, I'm no expert. It just feels like it would do better. Now, I do put some notes up here because I don't memorize this stuff unless I know it. But the top notes are said to be clementine, purple lavender, and cucumber, which is interesting. And personally, my nose isn't tuned in to really pick them up. Maybe the lavender a little, because even though it's loud, I did kind of get a calming effect the night I wore it. Now, the heart notes are said to be Osmanthus, black pepper, cardamom, and black basil. Now we go to the base notes: chocolate, tobacco, ambreine, which I have no idea what that is. I've never even seen it. Cashmeran, musk, and patchouli. And seeing the patchouli, it doesn't really smell like a head chop or nothing either. But I like it. It's loud, but it's peaceful. I think it would be cloying if you sprayed a whole bunch on. Oddly, to an extent, it almost gives me just a tuned up version of like my Burberry London. Like it just has a little more, like it's been working out a little bit. Because it's another one of them fragrances that gives me that kind of mellow feeling. And again, that could have something to do with the lavender. I'm not sure if there's lavender in the London or not. That's one of them fragrances my wife doesn't like. She's like, I don't like that one, but I do, you know. So I like it a lot just because of how it makes me feel. There's certain ones that just give me that, you know, mellow but upbeat type feeling to them. But I like it. You can pick it up pretty cheap. Take a look-sees around. see. I wouldn't go somewhere and pay an arm and a leg for it, and I don't even think the regular stores would have it at an arm and a leg. This came from a discounter, and from what I understand, though, I think it's like around $40, $40. You can get the big bottle. I could be wrong. I didn't really go digging into that, but I've heard others say you can get it fairly cheap. You know, I have down that the perfumers went behind it. It's either Dong or Lock Dong and Gottlieb, which I've seen that name somewhere else before. That's really all I have to say. Check it out, give it a try. I doubt you'll regret it. Wear it at nighttime. It does kind of have that seductive type feel to it. Again, don't blow yourself up and put a whole lot of it on, because that might give you the opposite effect of what you're after. It might even give you a headache, I'm not sure. But it reminds me of an eau de parfum. But as you see down here, it's an eau de toilette. So that was a pleasant surprise and the bang for the buck with what I paid for it. And I actually was going to let the guy that I work with grab this, but after wearing it that whole night, you know, it's kind of come. We've gotten a little close to where I'm going to keep it in my collection, and I don't want to part with it now because I actually do like it. So there it is. I don't know what else to say about it. I encourage, like, subscribe, comment, share. If you're already subscribed, thanks for hanging in there with me, for tolerating the, you know, this novice. And you know, if you're not subscribed yet, well, thanks for at least watching. Hit the subscription bell. My daughter and I usually bring them once a week for sure for you guys. And then if you check out through the other channel, there's more than fragrances, you know, just all about better living, man. Positive life, trying to make the best of it. You know, we have one life to live. So fragrances, that's why I named it Motivated Living. You know, just better life, changes on the horizon. And fragrances help me to feel better. And I know I'm not alone, because the more I get into these and the more I'm seeing how many other people are really into fragrances, and there's got to be a reason, you know. So I know what my reason is. Also, how I brought up the TLTG Reviews in his channel, which I'm going to try to put a card in there back when I first brought it up. But also, if you're on Facebook, check out his TLTG Fragrance Lounge. By far, it's one of the best, if not the best, group that I'm tied to on Facebook, man. Great people and just real, and I dig it a lot, and I appreciate the invite to even go there. And so yeah, thanks again. Motivated Living, CK1 Shock, the shocker. Y'all have a good night. Be blessed. Peace.
Motivated Living.
Change is on the horizon.